Essentially what this is an old ocean and underwater sensing laboratory that Rutgers has been operating for, I want to say, decades. And the cable was failing. And instead of doing a costly replacement of the cable, what they did, they ended up contracting us to replace the endpoint of the cable with one of our buoys. And then now we can power all their sensors from the buoy itself.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Philipp Stratmann. He is the CEO of Ocean Power Technologies. And Philipp, great to see you again. How are you?
Doing well. Good to be on again, Steve.
Yeah, well, you've got some really interesting news out today about getting some deployment in the water, and this one with Rutgers University. So, tell me a little bit about how this all came about and what it means.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're continuing to execute. I think that's one of the key things we really want people to understand here. You know, at the same time as we were installing all the buoys of the border in California for the Department of Homeland Security, we installed a system for Rutgers for underwater sensors. And essentially what this is an old ocean and underwater sensing laboratory that Rutgers has been operating for, I want to say, decades.
Hmm.
And the cable was failing. And instead of doing a costly replacement of the cable, what they did, they ended up contracting us to replace the endpoint of the cable with one of our buoys. And then now we can power all their sensors from the buoy itself. So it is a really cost efficient way to get additional data collected and gathered at a time where, we need more ocean sensing and ocean data.
Yeah, and the speed at which you were able to do this and sort of solve their problem that they had to do is something that I think you're really proud of the fact that company can respond to a need very quickly and get it solved.
Yes, absolutely. And it's been that continued assets or fleet build out that we've been talking about. Not only were we able to respond to Rutgers very quickly, but at the same time, we were able to announce this morning that we've secured a sale of one of our vehicles to Stevens Institute of Technology, also based in New Jersey. They're up in Hoboken. And again, having vehicles available that we can turn quickly allows us to now do the augmentation and customization of that vehicle at the sensors that Stevens would like, and then provide that to them at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah, I'm wondering at this time of year, Philip. We've got beach season coming up. A lot of people are interested in the water and getting on the water and things like that. FIFA's here. There's a lot of large events happening all over North America right now. So I'm wondering if you sort of see that as the time when these enterprise clients step up and really want to add to what they have.
Yeah, I think it's true. I mean, obviously, we're here in New Jersey. FIFA is in full swing up the road from us and down the road from us. We've got summer beach season coming up. A whole bunch of other large events are looming. Sail 250 and July 4th celebrations. And what we're showcasing here is private enterprise like ours stepping in to provide the monitoring and sensing capabilities that others need. And this is a great way to kind of lighten the burden, so to speak, on our end customers by being able to respond quickly, provide them with cost-efficient systems that can be deployed to collect the data that they need to carry out their day-to-day tasks, which is providing additional security, providing environmental information in order for local economies to flourish. And all of this is being done through local supply chain like us.
Yeah. And lastly, just you've got the educational side on one side, you've got the ocean monitoring and defense on the other side. It really seems the company is starting to really push out both of those verticals, and you're starting to see some real uptick in what you've been able to announce in the last, year and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I know it's an overused word right now, dual use, but our
Mhm.
systems truly are dual use. They can be used, by Homeland Security to provide border security. They can be used by, military and defense clients. And then equally, they can be used by academic and research institutions or local economies that just want to make sure that they're providing income for the local businesses. And I think it's a great way for us to broaden the horizons as we continue to convert our pipeline to backlog and to revenues.
Yeah. Well, great announcement this morning, Philip. Thank you so much. Good to see you again, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Appreciate it. Thanks for being on, Steve.
All right, there's Philip Stratmann, the CEO of Ocean Power Technologies.